Morning, sir. Hopefully I set up this camera and it looks right. Um, so the one I want to talk about today is the one I just got done with, and I kept a few notes on the topic. It's commit to an exercise routine. Future you will thank you. That's all I have to say. I wish I committed to it more, and I'm getting back into it these days, but I can tell you that in my 20s and my 30s, I spent a lot of time doing it, and life got away from me a little bit, so I didn't always exercise as much as I should, but that's not the point. You are in your 20s, and if I could go back, I would definitely tell myself to just commit to it. Resistance training, cardio, you need both, regardless of whichever one you prefer. There's always a bias, or at least that's the way it's perceived for me. So I kept a few notes. But first, a story. So I am in Czech Republic for work, and we had a customer dinner last night. There were beers and all the usual things, and so we got in about 10. And I was talking to one of the other coworkers and said, "Yeah, I'll be at the gym about 4:45, 5 in the morning." And so he was down there as well, and we both did our independent workouts. It's a fantastic gym here, by the way. Gotta love the Prague Hilton. But towards the end, he mentioned the same thing I did because he exercises as well. He's a former service guy. And his takeaway was, doing this before the meetings, doing this before you sit down all day or have your conference just kicks things off on the right note. I don't know what flavor of motivation you need, whether it's the Jocko camp or the Goggins camp or whatever. Pick something that works for you. It'll change over your lifestyle. And as things get added and removed from your life, right, there's the college and working too much phase. Figure out a way to fit it in. I don't care if it's half an hour. Just do something. And then as your life shifts and you get married and have kids, things like that will change your time management. So you have to do it. But either way, it needs to be done. And I don't know where I heard it, but one of my favorite things on the topic that I actually haunts me when I go to the gym is the score 0. Every day you wake up, the score is 0. It doesn't matter what you did last week, last year, or yesterday. Today, the score is 0. It starts over. You have to put in the reps and the time every day in and day out. There's nothing that's going to get you there. There are no shortcuts. I understand that there's people out there who take steroids and performance enhancing, and look, those things I'm sure help, but they're not a magic pill. The only way to get there is through hard work, diligence, and committing to it. Right? Like, everyone knows it. We can fool ourselves. We can read all the studies and say, "Oh, this kind of workout, it's not necessarily good for you," or "I hear there's too much cardio." Look, assume that you're not in the camp that's overtraining. You would know if you were. That's not a worry that most people have to have. So put that off the plate. Stop thinking. Put your running shoes on and go. Just go. 20 minutes of running is better than 0. If you're in the sort of shape where you're not running and you need to walk, great. I just happen to know that you are. So get out there and do it, and do it consistently. It cannot be bought. Richest man in the world cannot become fit overnight or next week by buying it. He has to earn it just like everyone else. And everyone knows it. People will look at you differently if you are in a fit shape. You may do it unconsciously today. So go look at those around you and those that you respect, and try and pick apart what those things are that drive you to respect them. And I'm willing to bet you'll find that one of those things is, or at least a driver for one of those things, is fitness. It shows that you have commitment. It shows that you have your own internal drive to get out there and do what you have to do to make it happen.
Hey, brother. Future John here. I'm editing your video, and I have a couple of clarifications to make. It's not just other people who will notice. More importantly, I argue, it's you who will notice. You'll start to think about yourself in a different way. Think about yourself as the kind of person who does this. You can actually hack that a little bit and convince yourself, tell yourself the story that you are the kind of person that goes to the gym every day, or that works out every day, or that does resistance training, or is a runner, or fill in a blank for whatever works for you for inspiration. But ultimately, it's not just about how other people see you, although that's a benefit. It's even more important for you to internalize you're that kind of person. You're the kind of person who does this. This is part of you. Other things, you don't need special equipment. It's not about getting special shoes. Shoes are important. It's great. Don't lose the forest for the trees here. Stay with me. You don't need the best gear. You're probably not Michael Jordan. You don't need the special shoes. It's probably not equipment limited. It's probably time and seat. It's probably the amount of time you put towards the repetitions to make yourself good at this, whatever that exercise happens to be. I thought about something the other day that I wanted to include here as well. I said you're probably not in the camp that's overtraining. Look around America and tell me if you think we're all overtraining or we're all getting too few calories. I think the answer is pretty well evident. Another thing is how you feel on a particular day about going to the gym or working out or going to work or whatever has no bearing on your ability to execute in almost every case. Try something for me if you're already doing workouts, write down how you feel before you're going to the gym. Like when you're getting ready and you're getting your clothes on and you have to leave and go to wherever you're going to go work out. Write down how you feel that day and keep track of what you did. And compare that over time to days you felt good. And I think you'll find, much like me, there's no difference. How you feel about it doesn't make any difference. So then why should you allow how you feel have any influence over whether or not you execute? I argue you shouldn't.
Let's see what my other notes say. By the way, side note, I'm at a hotel, and this is, I think, a pen made out of paper. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I think I like it. It's kind of interesting. I've never run into that. So I talked about the score being 0. I talked about the people looking at you differently. Future you is going to thank you, right? You're going to look back and say, thank God I did that. But be wary of the changes in life. It's easy. It's very easy. So this bed back here was really warm and really comfy when I was still tired at 4:40 when the alarm went off. And it was still warm when I was at the gym because the weights won't lift themselves. There's no other way to do it. Just throw on your clothes and get after it. There's no other way. And put in the reps. I think I've covered everything, so I'm at the risk of repeating myself. I'm tired. It's like 6:10 in the morning. I'm going to go catch a shower. I'm going to catch breakfast and go to my meetings. If nothing else, go work out today. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if it's raining. I don't give a shit if it's snowing. Do push-ups. Gravity is free. You can do it. It's here, and it's here for you. Use it. Your body will waste away, I promise you. And it's really easy. Your dad and I talked about giving industry advice. This is the first one. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you do. Putting in the time and working out is absolutely necessary. And there's this pitfall you'll hear people fall into as well. Why not go do construction or whatever projects you have to do around the house? It's my exercise. It's not the same thing. You're not focused on form. You're not focused on some goal. You're not controlled in your motions. You're not paying attention to whatever it is you're trying to strengthen. And so over time, you won't end up any stronger in those different areas unless you're some guy who's doing the same repetitive motion in correct form accidentally over time. Odds are very bad that in your line of work, you're going to end up there. So,
on the note of overtraining, I found a video. I'll stick it in the link. He explains, I think better than I could, why an active lifestyle is important. It's not sufficient for strong cardiovascular health and other things. So I say both, right? If you have to be sedentary due to work or some other reason, try and fit in other ways to be active. Lots of walking helps. It goes a long way. But also, it's not sufficient to just be active and not have focused training. You're not going to get what you want out of it. If what you want out of it is an overall baseline that is high, right? I'm not sure how else to put that other than you're building yourself a baseline for future health. If you're building for future health, you're looking at cardiovascular, you're looking at muscle density and strength, mobility, all those things. And there's plenty of people smarter than me about this. I'm clearly not the expert, but the point remains the same. I'm learning from these other people and I'm sharing that with you. So hopefully that's valuable.
Commit to it. It's worth it. I don't know what else to say about it other than get up. The score is 0. You can do push-ups right now. Why aren't you? Love you, brother. Talk to you soon.